Another Ducati episode. It's a Happy New Year. It is now, well, it will be actually the first week of January on this video going out. It's not actually, it's before Christmas now that I'm filming it, but anyway, that's how it goes with these things. Lost my voice with it being December, obviously, but Ducati today. Just to show you where I'm at on the Ducati, we have the tank. I might even fill this space up today. Bit of expanding foam, sort that out, it's no big deal. But I am actually thinking of whether I need to lower the height. Now that we've got the bars there, the bars, do you know what? The bars are actually the same height as the tank. Maybe I just straighten it out. So it does kind of bulge up at the top here. Maybe I just take a flat line across there and then just take that ever so slightly back so it's not so much of a steep drop. But what I'm going to be concentrating on today is the belly pan. At the moment, I put on this aftermarket belly pan, and there is an episode of that on the channel, on the series. If you click on, it'll be on one of the playlists below me actually putting on this belly pan. And you know what, it's served its purpose. I really like it as a belly pan. I really do. It kind of complements the shape of the bike. But what I want to do is put a really neat one going all the way down there, and probably not as far back as where it's going. We'll figure it out. But this is the thing, I've kind of drawn what I want it to look like, or what I'm thinking of it to look like, but I'm not 100% sold on it. I have got my inspiration board up here of different kind of things and belly pans, and I really like this one here. We'll see. It'll probably change as I'm sculpting it. Again, using some extra foam like this, sculpt it out, see how it goes, come out of my mind. It might change when I see it. That's what we're going to be doing. Right, so this is where I'm at the moment. It's kind of... Right, I've spent about 3 hours on it now. And I know that's not a long time, but it's enough to make a start. So this is the shape of it. And what I want is essentially that frame will be orange. No matter how many people tell me that they're not going to like that, tough! That frame will be orange. The tank itself will be a mix of visible carbon fibre and 2 shades of grey. Probably the same for down there, because that's going to be carbon fibre as well. Or I think it will be at the moment. I've got a choice of either doing it in carbon fibre or fiberglass. I'll see what the price goes on it. Obviously fiberglass is a lot cheaper. But what I want is grey on each side, dark, other than that orange to just break through the middle. Now what I'm unsure about... Okay, first of all, that isn't the finished product. But what I want to figure out now is, what do I do for this here? Do I take that straight down, and what line do I follow? Do I need to take it a little bit steeper down? The front maybe needs to shave a bit off the bottom of there, and obviously it's still flat at the moment. There's not much 3D moulding into it. There's a bit of moulding at the front there, but I'm gonna have to start scooping in, start cutting in shapes. And the idea is that these are going to be interlocking panels, so that is going to be one piece, that is going to be another piece, and then it's going to have rivets going down. So it won't be one piece as well. It's going to be slashes and holes and, you know, decorative pieces on there as well. But I think I'm going to leave it for there. Just at the moment, have a cup of tea, have a sit down and think about it. I have stuck this piece back in there. I think it was a bit too quick to cut that chunk off there. I wanted an angle going down there. Having looked at it, it didn't look right, so I've stuck that back on. So what I'm going to do is tidy that back off. Just start playing around. So a pause here. I've taken the number plate off the back again. The front is kind of taking shape. So there's obviously black tape here. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to mask off different parts to see what the shape would be if I was to take those extra bits off. It's needed. Better than cutting off first and then figuring out, oh hang on, I need that. I know I'm going to be moulding it out of clay again on top of that, but it's kind of easier this way. I am pretty certain I need to shorten the height of the tank. That is definitely one of the things that I want to do, and I want to straighten this line actually down there. But this is kind of bugging me at the moment. The rear mudguard. I'm going to take this off now. I'm going to take this off now and then figure out what it looks like without that there, so I can get a better idea of the rest of the shape then. Next day now, and I've had a good night's sleep to think about this, because I got to a stage where I was not quite... Okay, put it this way. I'd made good headway on the fairing, but there's something I just wasn't too sure on, and I wasn't sure what that was. So what I did was took a picture of it. I have actually done a few things. So since last episode, I've actually taken that line all the way down up to the join here, and I think the way that joins there and then follows on from there makes a bit more sense. It makes the tank also look a little bit thinner, because it was coming down to about there. So I've shaved 1.5 inches off the height of the tank. I think it takes that V a bit less, and I have started shaving the top of the tank as well. I've shaved a little bit off there, and I might even shave a little bit more there just so it doesn't slope as much. But what I have done down here is I've secured everything. I had broken the two pieces off. That was purely accidental, but I've glued it back together now. But what I've done is I've put some black tape. I think that actually needs to be a bit longer. I've also lost my voice, if you can't tell. Here we go, here's the knife. I think I need to take that a bit more there. A bit of black tape. So I think that shape there, taking that up thinner, taking that up to the top makes it look better. I might even take that down, bit of a less gradient. I think that'll be it for the fairing. Obviously going to start putting some holes and things in here, some air vents, just to kind of make it look a bit less flat. And then I need to start moulding it in. So this is obviously the flat side of it. I need to make it a bit more 3D now. So I'm definitely a lot happy with that. What I've done is replicated this angle here, the same as that angle. So the space between that point and that point is the same between that point and that point. That is straighter. That depth there is it similar? Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Nearly. It's probably about 1 centimetre short. It shows enough of this. So these two cam covers are going to be aluminium and CNC'd. They're going to be like the really nice part of the engine. That's going to be powder coated, CNC'd raw aluminium with some nice pattern design through it, so you see the cam belts inside it. I'm happy with that now. I'm happy with that. It's nice. And obviously what I need to do next is replicate the same for the other side. So do the other side, replicate it on the floor here, and that's it. Right, so I've come to the end of this job for the moment, and I think possibly an end to this episode. What I've done now is I've finished the fairing on both sides. So you saw me making another copy of the second fairing. What you haven't seen me do is actually put it on and join the two together, but let me show you. Oh, another thing I've done is I've started shaping the tank, which is a little bit better. I don't know if I showed that before, but the tank looks a little bit more streamlined, and the seat as well has got more space, and it's starting to look a lot better that way. But what we have here is a bit of detail down on the bottom there. So we have the front there, and inside there, as you can see, it does go underneath, and there is a big gap. If I can show you in between here, so there is a massive gap there. So what I'm going to put in there is a 3D printed grille with a nice design or something there, edging and everything, and that's going to slot in nicely and obviously let ventilation through into the engine, because the engine is still, as you know, it's air cooled, so it does need ventilation through there. There isn't a radiator, but it still does need ventilation. And then on the other side here we have a mirror image of that. Just needs to be held a little bit higher up there actually. There is a mirror image of that side down there. So that now is a full sort of, call it half fairing really, because it's not one of those fairings that go over the front. But it makes me realise how wide this front section is now. Obviously these indicators aren't going to be there. It's going to be nice, kind of a windshield fairing, small one here. I think it needs it, and then which just goes over here. It's going to be a nice CNC'd gauge, a custom CNC'd gauge going there. I might even, after I've switched the camera off, I'm probably going to be tinkering around with it a bit more. I'm wondering if, or design more than anything. So we have a hole straight through there, and then this, take it up to there maybe. Oh, that's better actually, that's a neater angle. Less of a triangle and more going in the shape. And then that kind of scooping in, so just breaks the flat look of that, but then it goes in and then scoops all the way into a hole. That might be interesting. But you know what I'm like, I'm always tinkering with new ideas. Oh god, I'm stabbed by a lever. What I have done as well is taken the front and the rear mudguard off to expose the wheels. I always kind of half thinking about taking this exhaust off, because I'm still not sure what kind of exhaust system to put on, but I don't think it's going to be following that. I think the back's going to be a lot more exposed than what it is here. So the next step for me, once I've got rid of this cold, the next steps probably is to sort the frame out. So I just need to get rid of that there and these little tabs and the back end. Cut straight off there, but still retaining the clip mechanism for the old seat. And then I'll probably have a go at moulding the clay. Once I know what the shape of the frame is going to be, then I'll mould the clay, and then we'll have a proper idea of what the bike will look like. So then we can make a fiberglass split mould and then the carbon fiber tank. So if you like what you see, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you next week's video. Probably be the frame. See you later.